Alright, look. I am fully aware how late this video is. I've been busy, I'm sorry, life got in the way, had to take care of a few things, needed a vacation, but that's all taken care of now. Better late than never, right? So let's get started with this latest episode of Double Feature. Just for those of you who may be new to my channel, this is a segment in which I review two movies in one video. And this episode's review is going to be of two big blockbuster movies, one of which just became the most successful movie of all time. That being Avengers Endgame and Godzilla,
King of the Monsters.
All that aside, let's get down to Avengers Endgame. Now, there is a lot to cover in this movie. There's so much going on, so many characters, so many story arcs that are getting wrapped up. So I'm just going to sum up with what I thought of small segments of the movie, the important stuff that everybody's talking about. So let's get started. We love you 3000, Tony. I haven't been this sad since Wolverine died at the end of Logan. In all seriousness, no, this was a great closing to Iron Man's story. But it's just sad that he's not Iron Man anymore, you know? Fat Thor was hilarious. I loved him. Thought he was great. It's sad that Chris Evans isn't gonna be Captain America anymore, but, you know, Cap got to be happy. He finally got to be happy, spend the rest of his life with the woman he loved. Well, not really the rest of his life, but you know what I mean. He got to marry Peggy, and you see at the very end credits when they're dancing with each other, he's in bliss. He's happy. And him giving the shield to Sam, I would have preferred he gave it to Bucky first, but you know, Sam is the current iteration of Captain America, so it just kind of makes sense. Either way, I don't have a huge issue with it, but I'm satisfied with how Captain America's overall story ended. Captain Marvel, I thought she was used for the appropriate amount of time she was in this movie. It's not her movie. And I'm sorry, but that haircut. Oh, that haircut. Oh my god, that wig looks so bad. It's not as bad as Woody Harrelson's wig at the end of Venom, but it's pretty bad. This was my face when those portals started opening and every hero just came together just to fight Thanos and his army. Obviously, there was screaming involved when that happened, both internally and externally. Yeah, I was that guy in the theater. Also, Cap finally says, "Avengers Assemble!" Yes! I have been waiting for this since 2012! Thanos in this movie, he was pretty good for the most part. I mean, not nearly as good as he was in Infinity War, but we already got to know Thanos in Infinity War, so I was fine with it. Got some more backstory on Nebula, that was pretty cool. I feel really bad for her. Karen Gillan did a really good job in this movie. I liked her a lot. Scarlet Witch nearly killed Thanos! Holy crap, that was awesome! She just busts in and just lets loose on him, and I'm like, where was she? Where was this girl in the past few movies? I wanted to see this Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen. Great job! If anyone wants to see a good Scarlet Witch story, and you can see just how powerful she really is in the comics, because I mean, she is stupid powerful in the comics, go read House of M. It's a good story. I like how Thor is now gonna be traveling with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was kind of cool. When Captain America was wielding Mjolnir, I was so ecstatic. I loved that scene. Because we all said the same thing when Thor said it. I knew it. Because we already did know it. He's Captain America. Come on, of course he's worthy. But he's just kicking Thanos' ass. Straight up uppercutting him with the hammer, throwing his shield and the hammer at him, letting loose lightning on him. It was all sorts of fun. The CG in this movie and the cinematography is just amazing. And for a 3-hour movie, the pacing was very good. Like 3 hours just went by like that. It did not really drag on all that much, but there was a lot going on to keep me interested and keep me invested in these characters. Bravo to the writers, bravo to the Russo brothers. All that said, and everyone probably knew I was going to do this, but I'm going to give Avengers Endgame a solid 10 out of 10 stars. I know, this is the first for my channel, but everyone's giving it rave reviews. I've never met a single person who hates this movie. But yeah, go see the movie. I loved it. I'm sure you're gonna like it, especially if you're a comic book fan. And now on to Godzilla,
King of the Monsters.
This is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla movie. And in this movie, basically, a eco-terrorist organization is trying to release all these other monsters that were recently discovered, that being Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and a plethora of other monsters. They even mention King Kong in this movie. I always forget that Skull Island is a part of this world. Was I expecting to see great writing and an Oscar-worthy performance from everybody in this movie? Of course not. Were you expecting that? What? If you were expecting Oscar-worthy performances in a Godzilla movie, don't take this seriously. It's Godzilla. I just came in here to see cool kaiju monster fights. And that's what I got, in spades. And I was happy. The entire time, my brain was just like... Because I have a simple guy brain in which I can see a monster movie, just seeing monsters fight, and I can be happy. And that's what I got. A part of me was just losing it inside my head. Godzilla, he always looks cool. King Ghidorah looks pretty damn good in this movie. There are some cool shots of him. I like how they brought the respected old themes back from the other characters, you know, from their first appearance in Godzilla movies way back when. There's even a little nod to the priestess fairies of Mothra. Yes. You heard me correctly. And that being the actress Ziyi Zhang. She actually plays a pair of twins in this movie who are heavily involved in Mothra. And if you're like me and you knew about the fairy priestesses, again, I know, then you knew that that's what it was a nod to. Also, Ziyi Zhang, I have not seen her in a movie in a very long time. Not since Memoirs of a Geisha. But hey, she was good. Ziyi Zhang, great to have you back. So, keeping into account that I thought this was just a simple monster movie and I was having such a good time just watching monsters fight, because again, I didn't take this movie too seriously. Don't take this movie seriously. If you're taking this movie seriously, what's wrong with you? Considering the awesome kaiju fights, the way Godzilla kicks Ghidorah's ass, you knew he was gonna kick King Ghidorah's ass. This movie also has Tywin Lannister in it. I forgot to mention that. That was pretty cool. Taking all that awesomeness into account, I'm gonna give Godzilla, King of the Monsters, a solid 7 out of 10 stars. If all you want to see is Godzilla fight King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan, if that's what you came for, that's what you're going to get, and you're going to walk out of the theater happy. So there's my latest episode of Double Feature. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you've liked what you've seen here, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and ring the bell icon. It'll let you know when my new videos come out. If you want to follow me on social media, there are links in the description to my Twitter and Instagram accounts, so go ahead and do that. Other than that, peace be with y'all. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time. Oh, and my next review, don't worry, because I think you know what it's going to be.